Okay, so my buddy Rob sent me this Instagram reel because he thought I would like it, and he was right. I do. It's from the Good Liars podcast where they went to a Trump rally and asked people a simple question. And this isn't panning on Trump supporters, so don't take that the wrong way. It just happened to be where they were at. And I think you're going to get a lot of answers to how conspiracy theorists really think in public. The question is simple. He's asking all of these people, is the earth flat? Let's find out what they say.
Round or flat?
Earth's flat.
Do you think the Earth is round or flat?
I know we didn't go to the moon.
We didn't go to the moon?
No, we didn't go to the moon.
Why do you say that?
Because you can't get out of the atmosphere.
Round or flat?
Okay, that second guy, he didn't want to say his opinion. Maybe he didn't have one about, but he went to another classic conspiracy theory. We never went to the moon. Why? Because the radiation belt. The classic conspiracy theory, little go to explanation. We can't leave the earth because we can't pass through the radiation belt. Well, in the late 60s and early 70s, we did numerous times. Went right through the Van Allen radiation belt. How did they do that? They were able to figure out where the thinnest portions of the radiation belt were, and that's where they flew through in order to escape Earth's atmosphere. But conspiracy theorists don't want to buy that because somebody at some point made the claim that it's impossible for us to leave the Earth because we can't pass through the radiation belt. Let's continue.
I'm not really sure.
You're not sure? Could be flat?
This guy clearly doesn't have an opinion, but he couldn't pass up a chance to be on camera. So I don't have anything to say. I don't know. But hey, make sure you put me in your video.
Could be.
Earth round.
Before we start, this guy's my favorite. He covers all the bases, from ridiculing the interviewer, trying to make the interviewer look stupid, to pulling out religion when it comes to the flat earth. So enjoy.
Round or flat?
Well, you know the answer to that. Can you tell me what you think?
Please answer me, please.
No, because I want to know. Tell me. Because
I believe the Earth is round.
So you see where this is going, don't you?
NASA pictures, right?
Yeah.
Okay. And you know of CGI, right?
I've heard of CGI, yeah.
Yeah. So
CGI. Well, if you watched my flat earth episode a few episodes ago, I brought up the point that flat earthers like to say that everything that we see is CGI. But here's the problem. I'm going to repeat what I said a few episodes ago. Our first pictures and movies of the Earth from space came in the 1950s. Right about, say 40 years before the advent of CGI. But he gets better. So enjoy.
I believe in the Bible and Genesis under the dome. It plainly tells you there, under a firmament, dome. So it's as flat as a pancake.
Okay. The firmament, that's a big flat earth one. Haven't quite heard as many people go religious with it, but that is a big one for flat earthers. They like to say the ice wall is the firmament from the Bible. And in typical flat earther form, they're very uneducated about science, and clearly they are about the Bible too. So thanks to the Good Liars, and thanks, Rob, for bringing this to my attention. Most everybody has heard about this by now, so it's not really breaking news, but I figured I'd play old man, get the hell off my lawn, which actually in this situation with NIL and college football, I'm not really old man, get off my lawn, but let's take a look at it and then I'll give you my 2 cents for what it's worth.
Tennessee is moving on from quarterback Nico Imalieva after college football's first ever holdout. Nico Imalieva was scheduled to make over $2 million this season from Tennessee's NIL collective, but this week he skipped meetings and practice as he wanted to renegotiate his earnings to at least $4 million, and has even at the same time been in contact with other programs to gauge if they'll pay him what he's looking for. The unprecedented holdout ended with the Vols not wanting to up his pay and cut ties with the QB, as he's now set to become the most notable player in the transfer portal.
So here's the problem with the NIL right now. It's the Wild West. Nobody is held to a contract, kind of like they would be in the NFL, kind of like you are with real life. And yes, you can quit your job if you're not happy with it and try to find something for more money. But in this aspect, he's contracted unofficially with the $2 million from Tennessee, and now he wants more. And that's perfectly fine if that's what you want to do. But it's setting a bad precedent for the game. That's why we have in pro sports, we have this salary cap. Well, not in baseball, but in football and all other sports other than baseball, we have this salary cap. But what they do have in baseball is they have contracts that players are held to. Not so much in college athletics right now. And this is what's happening. It's like the Wild West. If you're not happy or you want more money, then you just pull a trick like this player did and say, okay, I made $2 million. Now I want $4 million. And to be frank, if he was an NFL player, his play on the field didn't dictate a raise. He played decent against lesser competition, but whenever he played a team that was on par with Tennessee or even better, he sort of disappeared. Just see the college football playoff game against Ohio State. And now he wants more money. And here's the problem. Since a lot of these college players are getting agents and whatnot, the agents are going to be in a tough spot because they're not going to be able to, put it this way, agents have relationships with teams. So they try to get the most for their client, but they also know there's sort of a standard. They don't want to anger one client and then have to go back to them with another client and try to get money for that player. And this quarterback, his agent is his father, so he doesn't really have any other clients to worry about. But it's just setting a bad precedent. And I think in the long run, we're going to end up having some kind of income cap or salary cap for college athletics for all these players that are getting paid. And here's the other thing. In professional sports and in professional life, if you sign a contract, which NIL isn't necessarily a contract, but an agreement, but in a sense, it's a contract, you have to see that contract through. And to play 1 year and then decide you want more money, let's just say, for example, somebody else signs him next year and he gets the $4 million. Does that mean in another year he's going to say he's leaving that one for $6 million? At some point, the well's going to run dry and all of the players are going to be hurt over it. So there needs to be some regulation before this just turns into a laughing stock, which it kind of is already. Let me know your thoughts. Well, we haven't done one of these in a few episodes, so I thought it would be fun to end this episode off with another top 5 list. This time we have the top 5 types of fruit produced in the entire world. I'll give you a few seconds to get your guesses down and see if you have any. Are you ready? At number 5 coming in of the most produced fruits in the world, it's grapes. Wine lovers probably thought it would be a little higher. At number 4, it's apples. Plenty of apples. Who doesn't love a good apple? At number 3, it's watermelon. Kind of surprised that watermelon is in there. Maybe it's just my American bias, but it seems to only be like a summertime thing. But I suppose summer is always somewhere in the world. At number 2, not really a surprise here, it's bananas. So we have grapes at 5, apples at 4, watermelon at number 3, bananas at number 2. Can you guess what the number 1 fruit produced throughout the world is? At number 1, that big debate. Is it a fruit or is it a vegetable? It's a fruit, folks. The number 1 fruit produced throughout the world is tomatoes. Did you get any of those right? Let me know in the comments. And there you have it, another episode of Spock Rock After Dark. If you have any comments about what you heard me talk about today, let me know in the comments. Don't forget to like and subscribe and all of that jazz. And as we always close, because now it's after dark, and we all know nothing good ever happens until after dark.